can make it there, I'll make it anywhere. It's up to you, New York, New York.
How we doing, everyone? That's a Caitlin Clark shirt. How we doing, everyone?
Trying to get it right.
Richie Hicks Jr. Sports Podcast here on Facebook Live and YouTube. I am your host, Richie, here with my boys. I'm going to start in window 2. My little man, Noah Christopher Chamness. How you doing?
Yay!
Window 3, my guy, Idris Salaam, a.k.a. Bosco from the Bronx.
Yep, just trying to get this shirt right. That's what I'm here.
On today's show, we are going to be speaking on various topics. I know Idris might go off script and add some more, because that's what we do here. But we're going to be hitting on NBA GOAT tiers. According to myself, I'm going to have Idris interject, of course, if he disagrees with some of what I think. We're going to talk some MLB at the break. We've got some NFL hot takes with the season drawing near. This is the last month without football up until next February, so I am very excited about that. I also have a that we might talk about this week.
Yes.
And something tells me, according to Idris's jersey, we might be talking a little WNBA as well, but we're going to start it on the men's side.
Mm-hmm.
NBA GOAT tiers, according to Richie. And just in case anyone was wondering why we're talking about this, I saw a LeBronian post, almost like an apology and an explanation letter as to why he's the GOAT and Mike isn't, and just the tales of woe. Essentially, a lot of excuse making.
Yeah.
If you are a LeBron James fan and are blinded by anything that happened before he came into the league, I suggest you just leave the show now.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. The way I look at it with the GOAT, they say, okay, the rings. Well, Russell has 11 and da-da-da. Okay, let's take the rings out of it. Okay, LeBron got these stats. But let's check the hardware. Defensive player of the year, offensive player of the year, steal. Let's check all this stuff that you're doing at the end. You win MVPs. Let's count all of that. And he still wipes out LeBron and KD combined. And he did this in 15 seasons. You really want to say 13 and a half, So that right there would kill the GOAT debate, period. And also, and if you add the rings, okay, let's say you put him up against Russell. Okay, Russell has 11 rings. Mike has 6. Now let's check out the stats. Mike has him on every stat except for blocks. Let's talk about hardware. So with that, you say Mike has the stats, the hardware, and the chips, to where Russell has the chips. That's why I put the only one I say close to Mike right now would be Kareem. Kareem has the 6 chips and the stats. And see, that's what the LeBron, I call them LeFlopticons. That's what they don't seem to get.
I'll be honest with you, Idris. I agree with about 80%, 85% of what you just said, with a slight tweak on my end. But before I even elaborate, I want to ask Noah. Now, granted, Noah didn't live through any of these basketball players, but Noah has an affection for sports. Noah, I want to ask you a question, son. If we're asking anyone what requires somebody to be the greatest player in their sport, in this case, we're talking about basketball, do you think it's about records, or do you think it's about winning, or just overall skill? Winning, skill, or records? In just one word, Noah, or a couple of words, what do you think is the best answer? Because I'm curious about what you think.
Records.
Okay, so you would say records are more important than championships, if we're talking about individual ranking them up and down. You say records?
Okay.
All right. Well, if you change your mind when me and Idris elaborate more, chime in and let us know what you think. Idris, you make a good point on a lot of metrics. I think the reason why Michael Jordan, by most of the math, is considered the GOAT, it's not because of just overall championships. Because if it was overall championships, it would be Bill Russell.
Right.
The reason I think Michael Jordan gets the GOAT thing is because he played intertwining the golden era into the globalization era, which was the 90s. You had the Dream Team 92, which took basketball to new heights.
Right.
He learned the humble road by a bad boys Piston team that constantly beat him down. Noe, do me a favor, Papa, try to stay a little still. If not, remember how I told you to kill the camera? We have a cool little design of Aaron Judge on there. But, I know it's hard to stay still. I get it. Yeah, he's interested in being on the podcast. I like to let him take his baby steps and get comfortable. We do some practice ones.
Hey.
All right. So back to Mike.
Yeah.
6-time NBA champ, 2 3-peats. The only person not associated with the 60s Celtics to have 2 3-peats.
Right.
All right, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
10 scoring titles is a league best.
Yep.
The NBA Finals scoring points per game average is the best of anyone who played in more than one finals. Rick Barry has the record, but he only played in one. Michael played in 6, which is more of an impressive sample size. Yeah. Why is Mike GOAT? Timing helps, I'm not going to lie. If Michael would have been out, say if his rookie year was in the 70s, going into the 80s, it may have been a little more of a harder road, or if he came in 75, maybe. Yeah. But it's hard to say. Where would the Bulls have been built the proper way? Would he have just been a great scorer who couldn't get the support around him? Would he have been a Dominique Wilkins? I don't know. Right. I can only go off of what happened. Circumstantially, Michael benefited from Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, and Isaiah Thomas all kind of packing it as things were getting a little more into the 90s. But the dominance level that Jordan showed during his peak, in my genuine opinion, is more dominant than any other player in my lifetime of watching NBA basketball.
I have to agree.
And that's over 4 decades. Well, not quite 4 decades. I say I picked up basketball probably around 7, 8 years old where I started watching. I'm 44 years old now, so that's about 37 years old years.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, man.
Elaborate, Idris, if you care to. I just want the viewers to see how I put my list together. I did my all-time top 10, and I included a very detailed list of honorable mentions. And then I'm going to let Noah talk about something off script while the viewers watch this. Noah, what's the big event going on in our house tomorrow?
We're getting a dog.
Yes, we are.
Hey! That's what's up.
And
this is one of the toys.
Yeah, all right. Can't go wrong with that.
All right, hell to the yeah.
You know, Noah, at the age of Idris and I, we use those tennis balls usually to get rid of muscle cramps.
You got that right. Still do. Still
So,
do.
what is the dog's name, Noah?
Um, the dog's name is Daisy.
That was my neighbor's old dog. His
And what's
name,
the middle
Daisy.
name, Noah? Do you remember?
What do you say?
Do you remember Daisy's middle name?
Yes,
Go ahead,
May.
share it.
May.
Daisy May
Daisy.
Camness.
Dude, that was my neighbor's dog's name, man.
He's
Straight up.
excited. He's excited because this is his first, like,
Yeah.
his dog.
Yeah,
According to Jen, when her and Noah went to the shelter,
Yeah.
the dog, who wasn't really taking to too many people,
Yeah.
really just took to Noah, allowed Noah to pet, Jen to pet, and just
Mhm.
kind of how those kind of situations go, where they said, you know what, these are my people.
Yeah.
So he's excited. During the course of today, we're going to be just, getting everything ready. Only thing we still need is a crate, but Jen did a great job of getting everything ready for the dog, and we're getting German Shepherd.
Oh, it's a shepherd.
Yeah, man.
Oh man, hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm stoked about it.
Between them and Dobermans, those are my two favorite dogs, Shepherds and Dobermans, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's
Oh
what's
man.
up. So when you visit next time, you'll be happy
Yeah.
about that too.
Oh
So
hell
you
yeah.
have affinity for animals because we had spoken about that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Back to the hoops. I'm just going to give this an opportunity to get back to the beginning. So I'm giving everybody like a couple of seconds just to kind of see where my brain was at in terms of ranking some of the best players to ever do it. Kayvon McHale, I got to put an eye on that. Robert Parrish, Rick Barry, Pete Maravich, Jason Kidd, Chris Paul, George Gervin. These are all in the honorable mention side of things. Dwight Howard, Damian Lillard, Clyde Drexler, The Glide, the Big Ticket
Yeah.
KG, Reggie Miller, and Chris Mullen of St. John's fame and
Yes, sir.
Run TMC fame. Now to the top of the crust of the list. Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar at 3, Kobe Bryant at 4, Shaquille O'Neal at 5. Some people might be shaking their head on that one. I'll explain. Tim Duncan at 6, LeBron at 7, Wilt Chamberlain at 8, Larry Bird at 9, Steph Curry at 10. Honorable mentions: Hakeem Olajuwon, Julius Erving. The list will continue. I didn't put Bill Russell in the top 10 for one simple reason. He's the greatest winner in NBA history. However, I feel that he was a beneficiary of the time, and I don't see him as a two-way threat as some of these other greats, but he has a very high reverence, as he should, in NBA history. Reason I got Magic at second, I believe that although Jabbar has one more ring, because he did win one in Milwaukee before he became a Laker, I believe Magic Johnson was the most important player on that Laker roster. Reason I got Jabbar at 3, everything you said, every last thing you said. People are like, why is LeBron at 7? I'm getting there. Kobe Bryant, one half of a three-peat. A lot of people like to say that he wasn't really the main dude. I think what a lot of people lose sight of is that Phil Jackson had an obligation to keep Shaquille O'Neal happy, and a lot of that had to do with Kobe deferring to him. I don't think it was an ability thing when they were running that three-peat, because if you look at the numbers, Kobe was right next to Shaq. So I don't like when people say, oh, Kobe was getting carried. That's a bunch of malarkey.
Well, Kobe went 3-peat again. Well, they won 2 out of 3 without Shaq.
Yes, indeed. In a position,
So, you know,
when you go back to back without your main weapon,
right?
When you know what I mean. Your main.
That was dog. And that was almost a whole new team with the self. The only one from that other team was Derek Fisher.
Yes,
that was almost a whole new team.
Yes, indeed.
You know, so
they lost to the Celtics, then they won 2, and then they lost to the Mavericks.
Yeah.
So they went for a three-peat, fell short in round 2, if I'm not mistaken. But year 1, they did go to the 3 consecutive finals. They lost to Boston the first time around, and that was a closer series than people remember.
Yeah.
Shaq at 5, some people might think I'm giving him a little too much praise because he was known for being a little lazy. Reason I say Shaq is because similar to the dominance of Michael Jordan, the second most dominant force I have ever seen in my lifetime in terms of winning. Noah said at the top of the hour records, my value is winning. The reason why you don't see Wilt Chamberlain up in here as high or whatever has a lot to do with the fact that he wasn't a big winner. The reason why Bill Russell's not in my top 10, I explained that already. The reason I have Tim Duncan ahead of LeBron as well is because Tim Duncan beat him 2 out of 3 in the finals, and it would have been 3 out of 3 were it not for Ray Allen saving his ass.
Exactly. Your list is close to mine. I'm kind of dropping LeBron down a bit. He's in the top 10, but I'm kind of flipping him with Bird. I'm putting Bird, excuse me, just above him. I'm with you on Wilt. I'm with you on Russell. The hard one with me, Magic and Kareem, because because see, everything you said is right. Everything you said was right, and it's like, golly, I wouldn't argue with your list. I wouldn't. I really wouldn't.
Now, to the people that think I'm a hater of LeBron, I want to make one thing clear. I'm gauging this on, I think part of being the absolute best and whatever, however you want to grade these cats, is that I feel that you have to be in a different level of winning consistently.
Right.
And you are with your contemporaries. That's why Jordan is yay high. That's why Magic is yay high. And if you notice, as much as I respect Larry Bird, I got him on the tail end of the top 10 and just a hair behind LeBron.
Yeah.
Part of that is longevity. I do recognize that to a level. But when I think that Steph Curry, why do I have LeBron over Steph Curry? Even though Curry won a bunch more. It's because I give that much credit to Kevin Durant for winning, being the main dog on 2 of those 4 Golden State squads.
Yeah, I with LeBron, and I know people say, "Oh, LeBron." So people are basing LeBron. Okay, yeah, he won titles with 3 different teams. Okay, yeah, he's probably the most skilled player. Blah blah blah. No, okay, that's fine. Oh, that's great. Da 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 da. But when I always say his best performance was 2007 when they got swept by San Antonio. I think that was his best thing because he was young and he came in that team and he took them to the finals. I'm not gonna say he took them because people forget that team had 3 All-Stars on there.
I'm glad you're filling in a few more names. Continue, Idris, because I did get a couple.
Yeah, no one remembers that team, but that team had 3 All-Stars on that team. People don't believe that. They had 3 All-Stars. And I look at, he went to Miami, he teamed up with Wade, he teamed up with Bosh. They had Chalmers there. They had a team ready to win because they had went to the playoffs the year before. People forget that. It wasn't like Miami was in the last place. They went to the playoffs the year before, so they wasn't a bum team.
No, sir.
So I see it that way. And then he came back to Cleveland. He brought all these guys in there to help him win. He went to LA, brought all these guys in. They said, well, "What about Mike with Pippen?" Okay, Pippen got there in Mike's 3rd year, I think it was.
Yes, he did.
But it still took Pippen 4 years to develop. So it wasn't like Pippen got there and everything changed. Even Pippen said, "I was ready to give up." Mike had to teach this guy how to play ball. And a lot of people who didn't see Mike play don't realize that. Pippen just didn't come there and they just started winning. No, it took him 4 more years. They said, well, they had Phil Jackson.
Well, Pippen, if you track his career, he had a massive growth spurt, which is rare. While he was already over the age of, I think, like 17, 18, like 20, the college age.
Yeah.
You don't see people grow usually that late in life, which was obviously a huge blessing because maybe he doesn't even make the pros or even get looked at.
Yeah, and and the thing about and with him, they say, well, Phil Jackson was a rookie coach when he took over. Doug Collins had that team moving. Phil Jackson just manages the heads. Like, hey, this is how we need to play. But Phil Jackson was 0-0 when he started. Mike needed Phil. Phil needed Mike.
Phil, actually, if my memory serves me right, his first coaching gig was actually in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Noah, off script, just because I want to make sure that we're including you in the convo. It's none of your fault if you don't really totally get what we're saying. This is many years before your time. But just randomness. Where do you want to travel in your life? Give me a couple of spots. I'm just curious.
New
Yeah.
York.
Hey.
What about heritage base? Because I know there's a place that's kind of cold that you care for.
Alaska.
Woo!
Now, what about where, like, say, Mama Eunice's people are from, the Caribbean climate? Would you ever like to go to Puerto Rico and check out all the beaches and rainforests? Puerto Rico's very beautiful, too.
Them sandy beaches, them white
How about
sand
Italy?
beaches.
Italy's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Jamaica's really pretty.
Hey, you should go to Germany. Go to Heidelberg. Beautiful.
Are we boring you, son? It's okay. I'm not saying I'm not hurting the least. I'm just happy that you're hanging.
Right.
I'm just getting tired.
Oh, I get it, buddy.
Oh, all right.
I know all about that.
Oh,
Well,
who you telling?
have no obligation, Noah, to stay on the show if you're getting a little bored, but I appreciate you hanging for a little while.
Yeah. Go chill, man. Go chill. Go
Yeah,
chill.
relax if you want.
Go chill. Yeah, it's all good.
If you just want to, or you can just you post up. If you don't want us looking at you in case you're going to take a nap, just take your camera off and walk me back to my phone so I can look up some stats, please.
Right.
All right, buddy. Well, do your thing for now. And, if you're still hanging, we'll get back to you in just a bit. Okay, buddy?
Right on. All right, bro.
We're going to keep it going.
Yes, sir.
Idris, do you think I'm out of pocket for putting Shaq at 5?
No, Shaq, God, Shaq is one of them players, like, he was so damn dominant, man. I mean, people don't realize how dominant. You had like guys like Yao Ming who gave him a tough time, even Duncan, because of that, the agility and stuff like that. But Shaq was freaking. People don't realize how dominant this guy was, even when Orlando. So I don't see that wrong being 5, man. I don't. I think had he stayed in shape and kept doing what he was doing, I would move him up higher than that. If he won another ring, I know he won one in Miami, but he was basically shut off himself. He didn't even play the final game. He got hurt. Had he been that same player in Miami that he was in LA and won a chip, and then he went to I think he went to Cleveland next. No, he went to Phoenix next. Had he went there and been dominant, even though he didn't win, I wouldn't see a problem putting him up to like number 2 or 3.
I think Shaquille O'Neal is the second greatest center of all time. I want to put him ahead of Kareem from time to time, but the reason why I just don't have the audacity to do it is because Kareem just accomplished too much for too long. You held that record for 4 decades, the scoring all-time points record. And it's even more impressive when you consider not only did he play in a more physical era, but he never converted a three-pointer in his entire career.
He shot one.
Shot one, missed it.
He won.
He had the most ridiculous automatic shot, which, of course, was the sky hook.
Yeah. No, he made that one shot. He made that 1-3. If I remember.
He made is that the three-point game was not part of it. So when you consider how this man lived down the line and scored so many buckets via the 2, it's even more impressive that he was the scoring champ for that, the all-time points leader for that long.
And consider the players he played with that could score, like Norm Nixon and stuff like that. And he still had the points. That goes to show how dominant that guy was.
The reason why I put Duncan just behind Kobe and Shaq, but just ahead of LeBron, he did have a higher winning percentage, regular season-wise, than Kobe and Shaq. But the reason why I have the Kobe and Shaq duo ahead just slightly is because as a duo, they are arguably the greatest duo in the history of this league. You could make an argument. You really could make an argument.
Yeah.
People sometimes will argue that the combo of Shaq and Kobe, if you could put them in their primes, rewind time, could stand up to the Bulls. I don't agree, but it's still a cool conversation.
Yeah, if that combo would have stayed together, man. And I just looked it up. Yeah, Kareem shot 1 3-pointer in his career, and he made it. Ain't that something? But yeah, I think that combo. I think they'd have gave the Bulls a good run, but I think the Bulls are just too deep, especially defensively. Man, you still had Ron Harper who can get you 25 points.
No,
And he's
would
one
you
of the,
do me a favor, buddy? When you have a second, would you mind walking me over my phone? Because I want to look up a couple of stats, please.
yeah
Yeah, head over to the room.
yeah they I think they'd have gave him a good run, but I think Chicago was too deep defensively. This too. I mean, and they were long. You know, you had Purdue, you had Cartwright. You know, they were long, dude. They were really long, and they all played defense. That's what all five positions played defense. You know, Paxson wasn't great defensively, but he could defend, and that's hard when you got five defenders on the floor and three of them could score. You know, then you bring in Horace Grant. You know, I mean, it'd have been a good series, but I think Chicago wins. But Shaq and Kobe got to be one of the best duos of all time, and I wish they could have stayed together. Because no telling what they would have done. You know. But for those who listen, if you've never seen Shaq play, they say, "Oh, Shaq had handles too." Shaq was a beast. He just didn't take care of himself, man.
The Orlando version of Shaq did certain things better than the Laker version. What you just mentioned.
Oh man, that Orlando. God, yes, take the ball. Man, that Orlando Shaq was just the first few years of Shaq in LA. He was something. Then he got lazy, man.
The other reason, and this doesn't get enough credence because everybody talks about D-Wade being the best player on the team, which he was. What doesn't get enough credence is that Shaquille O'Neal was the second most important reason why the Miami Heat won their first ever NBA title.
Yeah.
A lot of people lose sight of that. Now, I think that's where the laziness and maybe falling out of love with the game of basketball may have occurred. When he was a member of the Miami Heat, because he eventually started becoming just a guy. He played with King James briefly. A lot of people forget that.
Yep.
But Shaq was just not the same player towards the end of his run in Miami. And little known fact that I would just love to drop to people. Of course, the dynamic duo prior to Kobe and Shaq in Shaq's career was Penny and Shaq.
Yep.
Little known fact.
Yep.
Towards the end of Shaquille O'Neal's Miami run, the Miami Heat signed Penny Hardaway to a 10-day contract. So Penny Hardaway and Shaquille O'Neal did share the court in Miami as teammates, of something that many forget about.
Yep. Ain't that something? Yeah. Yeah. Shaq was like, and you know, I remember I saw Kareem play. I saw Shaq play. And they were two different types of play, but they were both so dominant to where, you know, Kareem had the skyhook, probably the most unstoppable shot in basketball all time. To where Shaq, once he got you backed into the paint, it was over. It was over. Don't let him get the ball deep in the paint. If he does, he got you. You're not going to stop him.
Now, if we're talking raw talent, I'll be real with you.
Yeah.
LeBron James might be number one on this list.
Raw talent, yeah.
He might be number one on this list. The reason why I have
raw talent, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because while making the finals 10 times is nothing to sneeze at, and yes, it is impressive. And coming back from 3-1, in my opinion, is his greatest overall accomplishment. Second would be the one that you said. The reason why I say coming down from 3-1 and winning the NBA title against the greatest regular season team of all time is more impressive than when he went to the finals with just not a very talented Cleveland team. Let's quote. However, Mike Brown took him there, New York Knicks coach.
Go Mike Brown.
I didn't think very highly of the Eastern Conference back then.
No, it was weak.
Now, I don't care if Draymond got suspended or not, regardless. Coming back from 3-1, the greatest accomplishment of LeBron James' career. However, and Zappy, if he was sitting here, would say the same thing. LeBron left Cleveland, waited for them to get good again, and then came back.
There's
that part. There's that part. And from a mercenary-based standpoint, Shaq's a mercenary to a level. LeBron's a real mercenary to a bigger level.
Yeah.
But if you look at almost everybody on this list, with the exception of Shaquille O'Neal and LeBron James, all of these men, Jordan, okay, he played 2 years in Washington. That was after his three-peats and all that other.
But Jordan came back just to play basketball, though. He came back just to play basketball. Yeah.
Salary for 2 consecutive years.
Yeah.
9/11 widows and victims that a lot of people did not know about.
Right.
So whenever somebody tries to diminish his time in Washington, I'm like, I can't even hear you.
Yeah. He was pretty good in Washington.
Absolutely. I know people get on me about the LeBron stuff if I'm a little out of pocket. Some people, I can understand if you have him in your top 5, but I'm sorry. Magic Johnson, 5 championships, 12 years, the best player on the Lakers for most of those years. That's the only reason Kareem's 3. The only reason Kareem's 3.
Yeah.
Open at 4, some people think I might be giving him a little too much love, but I'm sorry. I don't think I am, because to me, he's the closest thing to Michael Jordan from a skill-based standpoint.
And you know what? I feel he did what Mike did. Mike won 3 chips with one team, and then he won 3 more chips with a different Chicago team. Kobe won 3 chips with that Shaq team, and he came back, won it. Well, he won 2 in a row, but he went the 3 straight with a totally different team, with the exception of one player, Derek Fisher, who was a guard.
I love these NBA convos, and I want to have a quick word about our New York Knicks before we move it over to the Diamond. I said it recently on the show. I'm going to say it again. I believe that hiring Mike Brown will pay dividends for the New York Knicks, and I really don't give 2 shits about what Stephen A. Smith has to say.
I'm tired of him, dude. You know what? Good.
I'll make it short and sweet.
No.
I feel that he's become too much of a personality and less of an analyst.
Yeah.
Same can be said for that dipshit Skip. I got more respect for Stephen A. than Skip.
Yeah.
Skip lost any little bit of respect that I still had for him when he completely disrespected Shannon Sharp. I was done with him after that.
I was too.
And Shannon showed a lot of restraint.
Yeah, I think Mike Brown, Stephen A. Smith, I was a big fan of him. I was a big fan of him. And I know he said some stuff. It'd be some stuff he said that I didn't like. I'm like, yeah. But he's gotten to the point to, like you said, he's more of a personality rather than a journalist. It's like he's become more of a circus show, man. Because
that's undefeated, bro. People forget that this dude was totally crapping on the Knicks signing Jalen Brunson originally.
Big time.
And listen, there are not a ton of people when this went down that said that it was a wonderful move for the Knicks. But one guy that I got to praise, one of my friends out here, Zay Rodriguez, Zay Fetty.
Well, yeah.
The hip hop show. From day one, Zay gave so much credit to the Knicks front office for making that move. So I got to say, Zay was one of the few that saw what I wasn't even seeing, because I started getting the Chris Childs vibes. I'm like, man, they overpaid a point guard. That's like not all. And Jalen Brunson has completely changed my opinion of him as a basketball player and as an overall leader. I'm
not gonna lie. I wanted Donovan Mitchell. I was happy we got. I was happy we got Jalen Brunson, but like I wasn't too cool with the concept. I think we paid we paid for him. But then when I saw how he took a little bit less, so we could sign play, I said, I like this dude. And I remembered, I said, oh, his father, because I liked his father when he played for the Knicks. So I like this man. He took he declined $100 million just so we could sign people. And that told me right then, okay, I'm gonna like this guy. Stephen A. Smith.
That OJ Anunoby makes more money than Jalen Brunson. That is kind of mind blowing.
It is. He could have made more, but he chose to take less. And Stephen A. Smith,
grew up in the Knicks culture.
Yeah. And like Stephen A. Smith, last week, during the July 4th week, him and Molly weren't on a show. And you know what? And I put it on Facebook. First Take was actually a sports show. they was actually talking sports. There was no dick ride. They were actually talking sports, and I was like, wow.
I love it. I love
And
it
I
because I
was,
agree so much right now.
and I was like, this is how it's supposed to be.
And listen, bro, you know I'm not no LeBron guy, but just to
Yeah.
show people that my ranking of him isn't on some side hate,
Hmm.
LeBron was right in that altercation with Stephen A. Because Stephen A. didn't make it about basketball completely when he went after Bron.
You know what? I think he was. I think they both were right and wrong. I say right with Stephen A. It's his job, but I kind of side more with Stephen because Stephen A. basically said. I mean, he shouldn't have did the. I think what he said. I think he meant in good spirits, but I don't. I think he shouldn't have done it because really, yeah,
You would walk when you're on some level or another.
yeah,
You're questioning
yeah,
his father.
parenthood, yeah,
Yeah, that's
right,
always going to be a weird slope to walk on, and one that
yeah,
doesn't necessarily have to be. All you had to say was, "Yo, man, I don't think Bronny's ready." We all know he's LeBron's kid. You don't got to say it.
yeah, yeah. And also with LeBron, I understand him taking up for his son because I would too. However,
Or would I, right or wrong? And I'm okay with being wrong.
yeah, I just think I don't think he should have done it the way he did. Um, because reason being, because Bronny, he put Bronny in his position.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he put Bronny in his position, and he put Bronny in a position to be scrutinized. Now we know the media is not fair. We know that, but he put Bronny there to be scrutinized, and he got to let Bronny carry his own balls. And see, you know what? I like Bronny. I really do. I like him more than I like his father. I like Bronny because he's humble, and
A good kid.
he's a good kid. Yeah, he's a good kid.
Had that big shadow over him.
He's a good kid. He's been he's been handled in stride too, because a lot of kids, even you see how even these adults in the league now they get all sensitive, and he knows the stuff they're saying about him.
Go ahead.
Yeah, right. He knows what they're saying about him, but unlike his father, Bronny's not getting triggered. Bronny's like, yeah, whatever. I just want to play basketball.
And that's the right approach because if you just put in the work to perfect your craft, over time, people that are caught in the media hating on you are going to be called out on it as being toxic a-holes.
Yeah, I want the kid to. I want him to succeed. Oh, I really do. I just want LeBron let this boy let him find his way. He's doing good in the G League. He's getting better. Let this kid do his thing. Let him do his thing.
About this top 10 list that I want to say, the reason why Hakeem Olajuwon just missed the top 10 cut, honorable mentions weren't necessarily by ranking.
Right. I figured that. Yeah.
However, the reason I have Dream just missing is because I feel that his ascension was short-lived in terms of the absolute peak.
Yeah.
However, he was phenomenal, and let's not forget he played in a very, very ridiculously difficult Western Conference during some of the developmental years that just got overlooked. One of the biggest feathers in his cap is that all his Houston teams over the years matched up ever so well with Jordan's Bulls, and that's something to be proud of. Scottie Pippen, in my opinion, is the greatest sidekick in NBA history, not named Kobe Bryant.
I agree.
Because I don't consider Jabbar or Magic a sidekick. They were just grown men the day they stepped on the court. It's different.
Yeah, I think they were Superman and Batman.
They were something special.
Superman and Batman.
And I want to go on record and say this final thought on this. While Michael and Scotty do have more rings as a combo than Jabbar and Magic, if the Showtime Lakers would have crossed paths, Tex Winter's triangle offense, Phil Jackson squad, the Chicago Bulls. Either repeat, I don't care which one. Either the Rodman one, second time, whether it's the Horace Grant one, first time. In my genuine opinion, I believe the Showtime Lakers would have beaten the Chicago Bulls.
I think so too.
So anybody that thinks I'm just supporting, riding him, I want to make it clear.
Jabbar's going to be hard to stop.
Because
of that hook.
This sport should be more than Michael Jordan.
Yeah, Jabbar would be hard to stop. He'd be hard to stop.
Yeah, dog. And that's part of the reason why we always had that great convo about the Houston-Chicago finals that unfortunately never happened. But this is a great topic and one that we're going to keep coming back to every so often. This is something that Brett would eat on. Brett loves this stuff. Shed, Zap. Zappy would be a little more toxic than us about LeBron, but that's okay. That's Zappy.
Yeah.
All right. MLB at the break. New York Yankees losing 2 out of 3 against the Chicago Cubs after the 11-run outburst where Cody Bellinger just went home run derby mode.
He just went crazy, dude. I like it, though.
He certainly did. Unfortunately, that was the end of the happy time because the Yankees did indeed lose 2 out of 3. I said it on a previous show. I'll say it again. I believe the Chicago Cubs are good enough to dethrone the Los Angeles Dodgers. I really mean that.
They look good, man. They look good. They look good. They look like the Dodgers with oh God, what was his name? He went to Houston and won too. The manager. Oh shoot, I forgot his name. I can't remember his name now. Black guy. I forgot his name.
You know about Dusty Baker?
Dusty Baker.
This is the thing. The Dodgers have everything they need. The pitching rotation. This is a telling stat.
Mm-hmm.
The Dodgers pitching rotation is like in the bottom half of MLB in terms of ERA, and they are still winning at a high level.
Yeah.
That's all you need to know about how deep that team is. The Mets and the Phillies, I feel that this is going to go down to the final weekend of the season where these guys are just swapping spots for first place.
Yeah. They're only one game back.
I think the Phillies need another bat.
Mm-hmm.
The Mets need another bat, and I think the
You
Mets
need another bat too. Yeah.
Yankees need third baseman.
Oh my goodness.
If we could package up something with Arizona and get one of their starters with Eugenio Suarez, as much as it would break my heart, I might actually listen if they're talking about George Lombard, who is, in some people's eyes, the eventual replacement for Anthony Volpe.
Yeah, I think with I think with Arizona, I think they might be holding on a little bit longer, because they're not going to catch the Dodgers.
Oh, ain't nobody catching them.
They're going to catch the Dodgers. They're just 5 games back of the Padres.
They're more looking at a wild card and see what happens.
Yeah.
When they made the World Series a couple years back, they did not have a great regular season.
Nah, I think once they get like a good distance out of the wild card, I think they'll deal. They got to do it quick though.
That's the whole thing. It's almost like you got to guess, is it worth it this year? Because Eugenio Suarez has made it clear that he loves Arizona and he doesn't want to leave. However, my God, the protection that would bring for Aaron Judge, and it would only elevate guys like G, guys like Cody Bellinger, guys like Jazz. Jazz, I'm happy he's back at second where he belongs.
Yeah.
I have a high opinion of Ben Rice.
Yeah.
Noah, what are your thoughts on Ben Rice? Ben Rice, what are your thoughts?
I think he's going to one day win the World Series.
Hey,
World Series MVP?
I can roll with that. I can roll with that.
And he's been on him since day one.
I can roll with that.
He loves
that means the Yankees are going to win. I'll take that. What do you think about the Rockies, man? I don't mean to go off topic. What about the Rockies? 22-74, man. How soon do you think they'll make it to 100 losses, man? They're only 26 games away from 100 losses. You said what?
The Rockies, I spoke about this with Zappy off air. The Rockies, I wholeheartedly believe, are going to break the Chicago Cubs' futility.
I think so too. 22-74 right now. We just hit the All-Star break. Just hit the All-Star break. Still got about 70 games or so left. 80 games still.
The futility is real. I'll be real with you. Right now, at this very moment, the New York Mets are a little better than the New York Yankees. I hate saying that, but I'm being
They
honest.
are. They
A
are.
little bit. Doesn't mean that's how it ends.
Right. They are. But God, our division is so damn, man.
We might be sending 4 teams to the playoffs in the East.
Yes, man. The Red Sox, I think they won like 9 or 10 in a row.
They're up
Like
to 10.
they're on our heels, man. Yeah.
Hell of a man. Ever since they traded Ralphie Devers,
Mm-hmm.
and they just started going young. Roman Anthony starts with him, very talented young player. Rafaela's been on fire.
Yeah, I'm looking at
are proving how good that their manager is right now. I say it often. Alex Cora and Kevin Cash are the 2 best managers in our division.
Yeah, I'm looking at the schedule, the standings now, and I mean, with the exception of the Mariners, our top 4 teams, the Jays, us, the Sox, and the Rays, can make the playoffs, man.
I'll be honest, Idris. Another week or so after the break, the Red Sox are still at this torrid pace. The Yankees are going to fall out of second.
Yeah, we're only 2 games ahead, man.
Yeah, hard to believe. Shouts out Steven Ridline. Yo, man, you know me and you bump heads often. But he did say this a minute ago, and when he first said it, I was like, man, this guy's drinking Kool-Aid. When he told me about what his Red Sox were going to do. But the God's honest truth is I have no other choice but to give this man some credit because of the sheer fact that he's been right, at least up to this point. And one thing I will not deny, the Red Sox do have the Yankees number, at least up to this point, winning 5 out of 6 head matchups. And you got to give him credit for that. Bottom line.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Go, you got to get a third baseman.
Yeah.
I would really like another starter. I understand that we just brought this kid up and he looked rather well, but we've seen that movie before where things went down. Will Warren yesterday, not sharp, but he survived.
Yeah.
But the second Ian Hamilton came in, I just wasn't feeling good. The Cubs took advantage of things that we just couldn't do. And it's been a weird ride for the Yankees. They almost get no hit. Game 3 against the Mariners, a series.
I know, man.
Then
that right there creeped me out.
That wild 5-run comeback. then you only get a couple of hits against the Cubbies yesterday. The Yankees are still very sporadic in terms of when the offense is going to be there, when it's not. What else do I like that's going on at MLB? Out west, I'm not quite sure about the Giants with Rafael Devers, if they're going to be there for the long haul. I would have had Arizona making the playoffs if they didn't have all these damn injuries. But Jordan Montgomery, as well as Corbin Burns, really hurts that team right now.
Yeah.
Can the Rays continue to hang? They're coming off a very rough beating from the Red Sox, although all the games were very close.
Yeah.
The Rays are a very good team. The Central sucks. The AL Central is a joke this year.
Yeah. I was about to mention that.
Are the Detroit Tigers all the way for real? I think the world of Tarek Skubal.
Yeah, I get the Tigers. Yeah, their division is basically, they would have to have a monumental collapse. Because
I don't even know if they could collapse that hard and anybody would be able to take advantage.
Nah, they all suck, man.
They're bad. The Royals are a fraction of who they used to be. The Guardians are even worse. The Twins give me the most hope of a team that could get hot and do something.
Yeah, the White Sox, man. The White Sox, they're the American League Rockies.
They are so bad.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Yeah, we see how it go.
Milwaukee Brewers make a move to improve the roster. I'll tell you one thing.
The Reds.
Mazeroski, I don't even know that kid could pitch for the Brewers. I want Freddie Peralta to get moved. Teams starting the All-Star game. That dude is phenomenal. I was thinking about getting me a Paul Skeens Yankee jersey in advance before they start being expensive.
You know that.
We've always had a propensity for taking everything from Pittsburgh, but we'll see. Right now, literally based on right now. As much as it pains me to say this, I gotta tell the truth.
Yeah.
God, man, Zappy might end up being right about this too if it comes to fruition.
What's
At the
that?
beginning of the year, Zappy said Dodgers and Red Sox.
Man, I will freaking, I will lose it.
I'd be pissed, but I'd have to root for the Dodgers.
I guess I would.
Ain't no damn way you're gonna catch me even moderately pulling for the Red Sox.
Yeah. You know what? I'm not gonna root for the Dodgers to win. I'm rooting for the Red Sox to lose.
The only time in my life that I can honestly say that I've ever supported the Red Sox is if it directly benefits the Yankees, which in a rare case occasionally can happen.
Right.
And on the anniversary of their tragedy in Boston, because that's bigger than baseball.
Yeah.
You know, because both our cities got hit with a tragedy. So, you know, I have much respect for that part of it. And they're a great fan base. You know, we love to break balls.
Oh, yeah.
It's bottom line. Bottom line.
You know what? I agree. Because, see, I've been to Boston over the last 5 years, probably about 7 to 8 times. And I'm not going to lie, man.
They're
I
phenomenal.
loved it. I loved it in Boston. You know, I was up there. We went to a game. And, the Yankees won. And interacting with the Boston fans, it's like we knew we didn't like each other, but we knew what it was about, and it was fun. Because even just going to the stadium, trash talking back and forth, da 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 da, and Yankees going at the, and it was friendly, but we knew I can't stand you, you can't stand me, but we respect each other.
I think a lot of it had cooled off over the years when you saw the Jeter retirement tour.
Yeah.
But another thing is with the Red Sox having more championships in this particular century,
Yeah.
I think some of the bad blood has cooled because the Red Sox fan base had finally started tasting some of that winning that they were falling short of in the previous century.
Yeah, but if one of us win, like another one, it's going to start it back again.
You know this, bro.
The Yankees win.
Long enough to see the Red Sox beat the Yankees in the series, let alone beat them the way they did.
I knew. I tell everybody to this day, I never saw the ending of the Red Sox beating the Yankees in the ALC.
Yeah, avoid it on Netflix at all costs.
I never saw the ending. Even when they played, I turned it up. I said, I will not watch this. So I've never seen nothing. Hell no.
My late father, a couple of times that I could legitimately say that he was like deeply depressed as a sports fan.
Yeah.
He was living in Puerto Rico at the time, but he had reached out to me the morning after.
Yeah.
And I don't know which one of us was worse off in terms of being hungover.
Yeah.
But my God, was my father disgusting.
Me, dude.
Talk about angry.
That's why I wish I'd have met him, because me and him would have been angry. I did not watch no sports show for about a good 2 weeks. I said, I don't want to see it.
What a difference a year makes. Because the previous year, I won $100 at the bar betting a guy when the Red Sox were up in Game 7 of the ALCS. Of course, our current manager, Aaron Boone, Boone, if you're in. Hitting a home run off of the late, great Tim Wakefield.
Yep. Hey, you know what? And I do got to say this. Tim Wakefield's one of my favorite pitchers on time. You know why? Because he threw the knuckleball, and
the Charlie Huff, that kind of of baseball pitcher. They're next level. Gotta love the knuckleballers.
I could throw a knuckleball because I don't have a strong arm. Like him, Negro, Steve Sparks. I love the knuckleball, man.
I'm gonna go record right now. Because the benefit is that I can put the kibosh on them while I do this. This year's World Series, based on right now, this could change in an hour or in a week. Boston Red Sox, Los Angeles Dodgers in the Fall Classic. Dodgers winning 6.
Me, dude, I'm going way off, and you won't believe who I say. I got the Brew Crew, man.
Really?
I got the Brew Crew. I got the Brew Crew, and I got the Yankees, man.
Oh, that would be dope. Me and John, that would be dope.
And I took, like I've always said, for some reason, all my life, I've always had a thing for the Brewers, man. Even when it's in the American League,
Cool.
I've always,
Valley Stadium, Barnes Valley.
yeah, I've always had something about like. If there's one team other than the Yankees, I would love to see them win the World Series would be the Brewers.
Yeah, I've never really had a problem with the Brewers in general. So
Yeah.
I kind of share your sentiments. Like my late grandfather loved the Chicago Cubs, but
Yeah,
when he became like more living back in New York,
yeah,
he loved watching the Yankees. But the Cubs were like really his first love in baseball. When the
yeah,
Yankees became his American League team, where in my case, because of my influence of loving the Cubs,
yeah.
through my grandfather, they're a distant second. I would never root for anybody over the New York Yankees.
Oh, never. Never.
But I do have a reverence for the Cubs, so their little shellacking on us over the weekend didn't hurt quite as bad.
Yeah, that's just it's just yeah, Bob Uecker, yeah. 'Cause Bob Uecker is one of my
I
favorites.
love Bob Newton, man. He is totally good. I got a few minutes before we get out of here. We just got to ask you this.
Yeah.
NFL hot takes. I mean, I'm kind of gradually dropping a few here and there. You got anything off the top of your mind? NFL hot takes, anything related in the league at all?
Yeah. Hot take. Giants win 9 games. We may not make the playoffs, but we win 9 games.
The God's ears.
Yeah. I got. Oh shit. I'll say it. Damn. Damn. Here we go. Buffalo wins the Super Bowl this year.
They finally do it.
Yeah. I'm going Buffalo.
That would be insanity, bro.
I'm going Buffalo. Yeah.
I'm going to give a way too early hot take. I did on the other day on the show. I'll share it with you since we're chatting right now.
Yeah.
The Los Angeles Rams will be one of the representatives in the NFC title game.
I can see that.
Barring injury, I think Devontae Adams is going to have a blow-up year opposite of Puka Nacua.
I can see that. I can see that.
Who's going to lead the NFL in rushing this year?
I'm gonna go. Damn.
I'll tell you who I think.
Who?
The rookie Ashton Genty, Las Vegas Raiders.
Possibly.
I think
Possibly.
his rookie campaign.
Possibly.
I think that young man's going to go off.
I'm gonna go. Golly. I want to say King Henry, but he got Lamar, so Lamar ain't on.
Yeah, it's a weird one. It's a weird one. Lamar is sharing that field with him.
Damn. I'm gonna go. Damn, man, that's hard.
We'll come back.
Yeah. I want to say Saquon, but I think he'll take a step back this year.
I mean, it's hard not to after what he just did.
Yeah.
He had an excellent year, and it's still a step back.
I'm gonna say Ashton. I think he's gonna be in the top 5 for sure. I think he'll be top 5, possibly top 3. I think he's gonna eat this year.
George Pickens, north or south of 8 touchdowns opposite of CeeDee Lamb?
I'm gonna go north.
Me too.
I'm gonna go north.
I got him getting close to 10 touchdowns this year.
Yeah, me too. I'm gonna say about 10. I'm gonna say about 10 because they're gonna throw the ball a lot. I'm gonna say about 10.
NFL yards receiving leader in the year 2025-26.
Woo. I might go with CD, man.
Good possibility. However, I think because of the fact that that actually is a good one because I think Dallas is going to really air the ball out this year. But
I do too, man.
That's a good one. I'm going to go Chase with Malik Neighbors finishing in the top 4.
I'm definitely putting Neighbors up there in the top 4 or 5. Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, I'm
Jackson Dart Star.
Damn.
Will the Giants have the patience to sit him all year?
Oh, dang. The way it's coming out of the campus, like Dart might be in there soon. But damn,
But remember, you got to temper down those expectations if we get the young man in there earlier than later.
Yeah,
winning now is we have a better shot with Winston or Wilson.
Right, and I think with Wilson, I think he's still because Wilson in Denver didn't look that bad. He really didn't. In Pittsburgh, there's a story back towards the end of the year he did better. But I think with this Giants team, I think he has what he needs because he got 2 running backs. Yes, he has 3. He has a good receiving core. Our offensive line is actually getting better, so I think he'll do well. If anything, I'm going to say like maybe week 12, man. I don't think they'll.
You know what?
Yeah.
The difficulty of this Giants schedule might determine
Yeah.
how early or late he comes in because
right.
I think it's pretty universal around NFL lovers and NFL analysts that the Giants defense should keep them in a lot of games this year. However, are they going to be able to score enough points to be okay? Zappy doesn't think so. Zappy said he's given the Giants 5 wins off the air. He told me that, and he said it's not anything against the Giants. He just thinks the schedule's that damn hard.
Yeah, he also said Mike Woodson going to be fired at the end of the season, so that's what he told me. Though. Okay. He said it was a bad hire, so we'll see. Yeah, we got a tough schedule, and I think they'll take that in consideration. Like, okay, we got the toughest schedule in the league. Do we really want to put this kid out there? We got 2 veteran quarterbacks.
Mike Woodson did get fired. We got Mike Brown.
Not Mike. Mike. Mike Brown. Mike Brown. He said Mike Brown's going to get fired at the end of the season.
Mike Brown, Mike Jones, however.
Mike Jones. Yeah, Mike. Whoever it is. Yeah. It's a schedule. I think week 12. I think they'll play this out. Let us get through the rough part of the schedule, and if we're still surviving, they'll keep Wilson in there. Maybe play Jameis a little bit. But I think if we're still hanging tough and we're looking good, I think they'll keep him in there until the schedule starts to wind down a bit. Because I don't think we're going to throw him in there to the wolves while we're still fighting. Now we come out there like 0-6, 0-7. I think he'll be in there early. You said what?
I got a hot take.
Yeah.
Daniel Jones will throw 20 touchdowns this year.
You know something? Daniel Jones will be starting by week 5. I keep telling people.
With the way AR's slow to come back.
Yeah, I keep telling people Daniel Jones is in the perfect position. He's in the perfect position.
Is not like unwinnable. However, I still like the Texans because I think they got the best defense in the division. CJ Stroud, I'm not sure which way he's going.
But he's in the and somebody. Hey, it's not inconceivable. I'm going with you on that. I'm going with you on that.
I got 2 more hot takes. This one might not be popular among some of my friends.
Yeah.
Green Bay Packers will finish last in the NFC North.
Well, that's a hot take. That's a hot take. I'm going 3rd. I won't put them below Chicago.
But if
that's a hot take.
Coming with me because Zappy agrees.
Whew. That's a hot take, yo.
I said it on the show the other day. He thinks McCarthy will be just fine, and the Minnesota Vikings are going to be one of the teams in the NFC title game. That is from Zappy's mouth. It's via the phone. I talked to him the other night. Here's a hot take. New England Patriots finished 2nd in the AFC East.
Let's see. AFC East.
But it's
I can see that. I can see that. What? Wait a minute. Whoa. You said
in the East. You got the Jets and the Dolphins, who I don't have any belief in either one of them.
I'm gonna say 3rd. I'm gonna go 3rd.
The only reason I'll go Buffalo. Those other 2 is because Mike McDaniel looks like he's about to go back to Bank of America and finish his career. And then and then you got the Jets. I'm sorry. They got to do something before I can buy into anything. And I do like Aaron Glenn a lot. I want to make that clear. I like Aaron Glenn.
I'm gonna say Buffalo, the Jets, New England, Miami. However, with the Jets in New England, I think they're going to battle. I think New England's going to be. I think they're going to surprise a lot of people this year. I think they could flip flop. I think they could flip flop. Yeah, but I think New England would make a big jump this year.
Tyreek Hill is either going to get traded at the deadline, or he's going to do some dumb shit that falls under the
You said who's this?
code of conduct. Tyreek Hill.
Oh my goodness!
It might not be code of conduct. It might just be behavior detrimental to team. But Tyreek Hill's going to find a way out of Miami before the
Yeah, he will. Because he basically said he's ready to get out of there.
He's done.
He will.
I'm surprised he get back in the Chiefs uniform. But I'll tell you what, be some craziness.
I don't know, man, because he kind of trashed him. He kind of trashed Patrick Mahomes, saying Tua was better than him, and he kind of said a few things against Andy Reid. So I don't know if he'll be back in.
You know what would be bananas if he somehow ended up with Buffalo. Now, granted, they're in the same division, so that might be a far reach. Baltimore. That would be insane. But at Reek's age, and I don't think that Reek wants to play in cold weather. What about the Los Angeles Chargers?
That's a good possibility. They need somebody that can stretch the field.
Because I like the Trey Harris draft pick. They brought back Mike Williams, but I can't trust Mike Williams not getting shit. He
can't stay healthy, man.
Then you got Ladd McConkey coming off a really good rookie campaign. So the Chargers are an interesting team. Not to mention, they got my favorite running back from this draft, Omari and Hampton out of UNC.
Yeah. He can go to Frisco. Frisco needs somebody else out there.
Speaking of Frisco, I think CMC is going to recover well. I don't think he'll have the same workload because Isaac Guerrero is going to take some of those carries away.
Yeah.
I'm looking for the 49ers to be in the mix towards the end of the year to steal a wild card along with the Dallas Cowboys and along with the Arizona Cardinals. We shall see.
That's going to be a tough division, man. Because I think Sam Darnold's going to go to Seattle, and I think he's going to pick it up. Kyrie Irving? Kyler Murray, he's found his feet, he's found his brain, he's found his mind. I think Arizona's going to be tough. We know what the Rams are going to do. We already know that.
I think the Rams are the class of that division and possibly the conference because I said it in a I messaged friend of the show, Aaron Moorhead, Philadelphia Eagles wide receiver coach. I messaged him during that week, a day or two after they won the game.
Yeah.
I said, Aaron, congrats. Da-da-da.
Yeah.
You guys were lucky with that false start.
That false start.
The defense was gassed.
Yeah. False,
defense, because he runs the wide receiving room, but, he's still a member of the organization.
Yeah, defense was gassed.
Eagles defense.
The defense was gassed. Yeah. They were gassed.
Yeah, man. This is the Frontliner shirt, one of the factions of Giant Country that I won. Thank you, Idris, for keeping track of my raffle tickets.
Yeah, you cleaned up that night. Listen here, y'all. I've never seen
planet when I walked in there.
Let me tell everybody about the story because I know we got to go. Listen, everybody. We went down there to see the Giants in Jacksonville play. Had a raffle. Richie was as they say in Houston, he was throwed. He was out of it. This dude won 3 raffles. There was a chance of that. He didn't even know he was there.
Like, I don't want anybody to notice me until I eat this burgers. I gotta wake up and get out.
He was out of it, y'all.
Gary, crazy.
We had to ask him, yo, you okay? You okay? He won the raffle 3 times. It's hard to win it once. He won it 3 times.
The words of my co-host, Idris Salaam I. And he said this on his socials. We're talking to Gary and his beautiful wife. They said, Biggie Small said, sky's the limit. You guys are retire.
Right. 3 times he won the raffle, y'all. 3 times. We're like, I couldn't win one. Like, what the hell's going on? This guy don't even know he's here. He's winning raffles, man.
Taking pictures with the fam. The next show that weekend, the last time that we were any good, and of course slipping into the Bob Uecker seats in the second half was a good time.
Yeah,
fans giving me hugs that I'm like, you guys didn't realize I wasn't here the first 90 minutes of the season.
Right. That was a good day, man.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun. No jello shot. You know who you are. Until next time. We are the Richie Hicks Jr. Sports Podcast. Please make it a point to like and subscribe to the channel, Richie Hicks Jr. Sports Podcast on YouTube. Check out the Cheat Mix, the vicious mix with this man. Idris Salaam I.
Yep.
Also check him out on live365.com over there. Casual Convo Show every Wednesday, 8 to 10. Check them out. Check out the Sports Corner as well as the Basement Show with our buddy Mr. Johnny Nash. And make it a point to check out the Bleed Blue Show, where some of the guys who frequent this group of fans will be coming through during the time that they run with Giants material. They are excellent in terms of covering the New York Knicks. Anything sports related, if you're a New York fan in general, those guys got it on lock. And shout out Steve Boom. I got to get back with him. We had an excellent conversation going back all the way to week 1 that I randomly ran into recently on IG. But, Steve always showing our show love. So check those guys out, too. A lot of very knowledgeable football fans. So
yes, sir.
The season coming along. I look forward to it. But had a good time today. Next show, Idris, I do want to hit a little on the sweet science of boxing. And I would also like to say shouts out to the judges. I know that you picked Serrano to win. I myself, although I was rooting for Serrano, I do believe that she did lose fairly this time. However, it should be 2-1 in favor of Serrano because she got screwed the first 2 times. I thought they would have thrown her one just because of the 2 previous fights.
Right. I agree.
Canelo Alvarez.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Last thing. This is my very last thing. I saw an interesting thing on if George Foreman ran into Mike Tyson. I'm going to make this short and sweet. George Foreman, the guy who lost to Muhammad Ali and Zaire. If Foreman wins that fight, the complete history of boxing takes a completely different turn. And the legend of Muhammad Ali may have never grown to that point because he wasn't exactly properly accepted into American society during that time because of his religious beliefs.
Yep.
And his cultural beliefs. So that was a huge turning point for both men. George Foreman losing, he really dug deep, exercised some demons that he went through as a younger person, came back like a freight train 20 years later, becoming the oldest heavyweight champion and knocking out Brooklyn-born Michael Moore, who was so salty in that interview.
Wasn't he?
Got lucky. My man, you blocked that thing with your chin. Got lucky.
Right.
You got lucky that you didn't listen to the Atlas yet, dummy.
Exactly.
Now, as far as the 40-year-old version of the late, great George Foreman, Mike Tyson would have gradually pounded him down because of the fact that George didn't have the speed.
And you know something about that? George later admitted that, like, not long ago before he passed away, he said he's glad he didn't fight Tyson. He admitted it. He's like,
a high reverence for those legends.
Yeah.
Tyson did not want to cross paths with Foreman for that reason.
Right.
Now, as far as the younger version of George Foreman goes, I do believe he would have bodied Mike Tyson because I think it would have looked a lot like what Lennox Lewis did to Mike, or even in fights that Mike won where he struggled, where Bruno gave him a little more, or where Razor Ruddock gave him a little more. I do believe Tyson would have lost if it was prime for prime, but it's pretty amazing. You could be the heavyweight champion of the world in your 40s. It's not your prime, and you still did it. So shouts out to the late, great George Foreman, and shouts out to Mike Tyson for being a guy who had such a high reverence for the legends. Yeah.
Always respected the legends, man.
Something that Floyd Mayweather could learn a little bit about. And lucky that he didn't fight in the 80s because the
he'd have got punked.
Would have taken care of Floyd.
He'd have got beaten just like his father and his uncle did. Sugar Ray beat both, knocked them both out.
I remember as a young guy, one of the first.
Knocked them both out.
In my grandma's house.
Knocked them both out.
Sugar Ray Leonard on the mat, and when he got up, I said, "Oh shit, he's mad."
Yup. Hey. But stay tuned, y'all. We do have boxing coming up. We're still working on some things. But we're gonna be talking some boxing because we got a lot of fights coming up, a lot of things happening. So y'all stay tuned with the Extreme Sports Podcast. We got it going on.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Tomatoes are going up, guys. Get your tomatoes.
Yeah.
Now,